We're here today with Frédéric Perrier, owner and chef of Aura Brasserie here in Sugarland Town Centre. Chef, thank you for talking to us today.
My pleasure.
Can we go back right to the beginning? So, what inspired you to become a chef?
It's a long time ago, the beginning. Well, actually, my grandfather was always kind of used to cook all the time. I mean, every time we used to fish, we used to go hunting and everything. I always looked at my grandpa cooking everything, processing everything, and cooking everything. And he was just as we call it, the cordon bleu. You know, I want to say, because he was an outstanding cook. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and always from my grandfather, I think I took the passion of cooking.
Okay. So, what was the journey from France to America?
Well, the journey from France was basically an opportunity to go to, I actually went to West Indies, to French West Indies, Saint-Barthélemy, a small island, Saint-Barth, and stayed there for a season and a half, and had an opportunity to go to New York to check things out, and I went there and never left, really.
Chef, I think you also had some famous restaurants in New York. Would you like to tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, I mean, I spent, I want to say a long time, because I spent almost 14 years in New York. Worked in a couple of what we call the old French school restaurant, and got lucky to learn with some of the chefs that were kind of the pioneer of Manhattan, I want to say. Pierre Freinet was definitely a huge mentor for me. Jean Vergne, Roland Chenu, a couple of people that were very, you know, that marked my career a lot. You know, I mean, there is no question about that. You know, and I went on to start in a position with the restaurant group, which was a large corporation that owned many Manhattan restaurants, the Manhattan Ocean Club, Smith and Wollensky, the Post House, and I was running the restaurant called La Cité, which was a grand French brasserie, Parisian brasserie in Manhattan, in the Time Life building.
Fantastic. Now, I think you said you've been in the restaurant and a chef for 36 years.
Indeed.
Now, what keeps you motivated? What do you love about cooking, and what you don't love about cooking?
Well, I mean, what I love about cooking is, you know, the satisfaction, just to see the customers walking out so happy because they had such a memorable meal, and something that basically, you know, what we're trying to do is I want to create something that they can't make at home, you know, something that is just spectacular for them. You know, when they come in, they said, oh, I want to come back. You know, when are we coming back? And that's what gives you that drive and that satisfaction. You know, it's looking at making people happy in this business. You know,
Right.
And that's what it's all about.
That's great. Now, when you have a chance to take a breath and eat something, what's your favorite meal that you like to eat?
Oh, I'll eat anything, as you can tell. I just like simple things, you know, anything, you know, good. Now in Texas, you know, good Tex-Mex, good barbecue, good, you know, any of that is very satisfactory to me. I mean, I have no problem, you know, I'm very simple when it comes to food. I just like great quality, and I just like it to be prepared properly.
Okay. So then the move from New York to Houston, I believe you have 3 restaurants. Could you just tell us a little bit about the 3 restaurants and how different they are?
I had several restaurants in Houston. The first restaurant I opened was a place called Grill 5115, which was on Westheimer in the Saks Fifth Avenue in the pavilion, in the Galleria. Opened that in 1997. Then I moved on to open Café Perrier, which was kind of like from my family. There is a Café Perrier in the family that's been in it since late 1700s. So this is kind of like trying to carry the tradition, you know. And now we are in Missouri City. I have Aura Brasserie, which is kind of like a light version of a French restaurant, somewhere where you can come and grab a pâté and a glass of wine. We have Coco Pazzo, which is, you know, an Italian version. I call it Mediterranean, not being Middle Eastern. Mediterranean means the immediate coast of the Mediterranean, you know, Greece, Spain, Portugal, but it stops at Greece pretty much, you know, but that's what we call Mediterranean. So it is Italian with a Mediterranean flair. And then we have a family-oriented restaurant, which is called Hogs and Chicks. And that Hogs and Chicks was basically something that I created for my family. They like to eat just simple home cooking, something made from scratch that has great taste and everything, but not something sophisticated, something that you want to eat every day.
The choice, for me, I mean, it's about simple, good quality food. So how do you choose your meats and vegetables? Do you use local supply or organic? What's your philosophy there?
We're lucky that now we have several people that are really into it. A lot of local markets, where people bring their goods to sell. And
so farmers markets and things.
Farmers markets are very nice. I have a couple of sources as well, which I don't especially want to talk about because I want to keep it kind of like my little secret. But I have several people that raise goats, lambs, great chickens, because when you talk about chicken, most chickens don't taste like chicken.
Right.
I have memories of chicken tasting like chicken. Those chickens don't taste like chicken. They taste like nothing. So, I mean, when you make a coq au vin or when you make something like this, one of the old recipes, you want the chicken to be something that is just has great flavors and everything, and that, those people deliver that product,
Right.
Obviously the cost is not the same, but if you like what you do, you don't compromise. You use the best, and this is the reason why we're not priced like some of the chain restaurants, because we never will be able to. We don't buy bulk like they do. We buy local. We try to buy the best that is being produced.
Okay, so thank you for that, Chef. We're sitting here by the wine, so tell us how you choose your wines, and tell me, are French wines the best wines in the world?
No, I hate to say that, because I think there's so many great wines everywhere in the world now. I mean, it really has become just a world market for the wine. I mean, and if you really look, a lot of the French producer, Italian producer, Spanish producers have taken properties, have taken parts in, I want to say partnership, with people from Argentina, from Chile, from everywhere, United States, I mean, everybody, perfect example. I mean, Opus One, which is Rothschild and Mondavi, I mean, it's a terrific, it's an amazing glass of wine, And so now the U.S. get terrific wines, so now we are not, I don't want to say French wines are the best, I know there is certain wines that still kind of the iconic wines that they have been for centuries now, but, I try wine pretty much, I want to say every day. I hit, but every morning, every day in the afternoon, somebody shows up with wine for me to test. And I think it's just a matter of trying to find out what the customer likes, I mean,
Right.
Again, I'm trying to give to the customer what their profile, what they want to test in the wine, My test is not always what they want to test,
Now, one of the things I enjoy coming to this restaurant is the special board that you have every day. So how do you choose what you put on the specials every day?
Well, it starts at about 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock, I want to say. It used to start earlier in New York because I used to go to the fish market. Mm-hmm. We don't really have a fish market. I do get to go to Galveston once in a while to get some local seafood, But if not, it starts at about 5:30, 6 o'clock when I talk to my seafood purveyors and see what's fresh, what's great today. And we try to do about the same I try to go the same about the fish, then I go about the vegetables and everything else. Luckily there is a lot of little boats that bring everything to one source, to one person, and that person dispatch the fish for them. Mm-hmm. So sometimes they show up with 20, 30 pieces of that fish, 20 or 30 pieces of that fish, a dozen pieces of that fish. To me, that's what makes it a little more exciting. It's kind of getting out of the streamline of like the salmon, tuna, swordfish, always the same thing, And I mean, for me, I wanted to do something that to me is so important. Specials for me are specials. They change daily here. We change the garnishes, we change the fish, we change the meat, we change the preparation. To me, if you present me the same special 10 weeks on the road, this is not a special anymore.
And then Just one final question, Chef. So, success over 36 years, 3 restaurants around Sugarland. What's next? What's next in the next 10 years, perhaps?
Well, I have a dream to kind of like expand our fast casual brand, which is Hogs and Chicks. You know, we want to definitely try to expand that product because I think it's something that is, first of all, it's an offer that goes for everyone. You know, you don't have to be young, you don't have to be old, you don't have to be dressed up, you don't have to be knowledgeable about certain type of food or whatever. It's what you want to eat every day. So that product to me is something that for the future that the people are, you know, the people are really excited
For the family.
about because it is a family. You know, the kids can go there, the people pick up food to go home. You know, it's the kind of food. You know, it's a restaurant for all occasions. And then the real dream is to have, you know, 30 seats and just cooking whatever I feel like. No more menus, just a blackboard. This is what we have today. How would you like it prepared? We can do this, we can do that, we can prepare this, we can prepare that. You know, just doing something which is like truly a market restaurant, you know. I think you want to do something that is just inspired by the morning, by the day, by what you got, by what was available, fish, meat, vegetables, anything, you know, anything that is available that day. You don't plan for 2 days or 3 days, you just plan for that day. And you have 10 portions. If you run out, you know, you got to eat something else. You know, I think to me this is what the excitement is. Just being able to create with just different foods, different tests, you know, different spices. I mean, it just makes it so much fun.
Chef, that sounds very exciting. Chef, thank you very much. I'd like to say cheers. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us today. Thank you.
It's a great pleasure. Thank you.
Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. C'est payé.